Quite an important punters guide. If you haven't got your betting bag ready for the festival, this is the final big Saturday to get to. We've got a mixture of all-weather action at Wolverhampton and traditionally, of course, the Imperial Cup, the feature at Sandown, and one of my favourite races, the EBF final. Joel and Frankie are with us. We've kind of done all of our Cheltenham prep, I suppose. We're just waiting for the final few moments now. Make sure everything gets there and nothing gets injured. But it's a final chance, Joel, to get a few quid in the bank.
Yeah, I think so. It's pretty tough, to be fair. It's one of those ones. Imperial Cup could be there on day 2 at Cheltenham. You know, that fits. The rest of it, it's a look. We'll try and get you a few winners. That's what the point is. I'm here trying to get you a few winners, get me a few winners, and then we can. I really like some of the Ben Pauling horses each way for the Cheltenham Festival now. And I went to a preview night last night with Dave Cross and Noel Feely, and they kept putting them up, and I'm like, all right, he's got some good shots at big prices this week. I might go for the mug punter 10p each way Goliath and see how we fare with that. But extra places will be available and everything. So excited.
Yeah, he's got some good shots. Some of them are bad. See what I did there.
Well, I was going to say we're going to do the sweepstake of who's going to be presenting ITV Racing tomorrow. They'll get the D team
after that.
Yeah, I think Matt's just done his audition. There'll be you and Sandown Classic tomorrow.
Frankie, looking forward to Sandown?
I am, yes. It's it can go one way or the other, can't it? But I think everyone who enjoys a bet likes to bet this weekend with the aim of building some sort of bank for Cheltenham to have a go with through the week. It makes the week far easier if you back a few winners this Saturday and some competitive racing and a few horses that are in the tracker that have popped up and kind of have to have a go at, I think. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I am. The first race onto the ITV is the EBF final. So it's a race that I absolutely love. And it was actually won last year by Crambo. And he obviously goes for gold in the Stayers Hurdle on Thursday. So it can throw up a nice time. It usually throws up a real good, strong staying, chasing type of the future. We've got Hastings, top of the market for John Joe O'Neill and John Joe O'Neill Jr. in the JP subs. We've got Fireflyer, of course, who's quite emotional when the last time we saw him beating Secret Squirrel at Taunton. We've got Last La Pass on a hat-trick for the Skeletons, West in the Park on a hat-trick, Francis Charles, Ben Pauling's got a couple. I mentioned Ben Pauling, so I'll start with you, Joel.
Yeah, I'm all over Ben Pauling, so to speak. I was speaking as well last night. Guess who, I didn't know, who bred Crambo? No feeling.
Who bred Crambo?
Yeah.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, there's my ITV racing show reel done.
Why didn't they? He's missed a trick not keeping him in the syndicate, hasn't he?
Yeah, too right. But I think he got quite a few quid, so I don't think he's that asked. I'm going Champagne Twist for Paul in the 150, 6.5 length win. Made Lurdle qualifier obviously at Doncaster last time out. New Year's Day at Cheltenham. I know you ripped me on this. I was there that day, by the way. Yeah, I was. Yeah.
You never mention it.
I know. I was there New Year's Day. Yeah, shut up. Second to one of Hendo's smart horses, that Peaky Boy, and the third in that race, Magical King, has won since. Now I'm doing this completely without any prices because I did all the races last night at about midnight, and I had to get about 4:00. So I do not have any prices. Do you have any prices yet, Matthew Hulmes?
12 to 1.
Nice each way price.
Yeah, okay. As they all are with them, Pauline.
Yeah, it's that kind of race, isn't it? It's that kind of race where definitely got an each way makeup. It's around about 7th to the field. Frankie, where are you going?
I did like Champagne Twist. He was Pauling sends 3, doesn't he? He's got a lot of runners this weekend, and in all his interviews, he's in very good. I know his team's doing well, so of course he's in good spirits. But he's almost like knows something we don't. Like he's got more to unleash. So it definitely is worth siding with him. I did like Champagne Twist. Pick Rock has some intertwining form with the Fav, and I mentioned at the top of the show horses in trackers that I've been keeping an eye out for. Hasting or Hasting is one of those that when he next popped up, I was just going to back him. He was third in a grade 2 bumper at Aintree, I think it was. He beat Pick Rock. He's won on heavy ground. He was not really put in the race last time at Newbury. Didn't run his race over 2 last time. He just needs to basically regain old form and continue on the path that he was on, barring his last run at Newbury, which I don't believe was his true running. So it probably doesn't make too much sense at the prices because Pick Rock's a double figure price and Hastings at the top of the market. But when you've got a horse in your tracker that you want to back next time out, you've got to stick to your guns.
Did you get a nosebleed when you saw a double figure price? You look at it and go, there's two numbers next to each other here. Oh, I'm not used to that unless they're the wrong way around. If it's a 4 or 9 shot, then yeah.
Well, it's a decent price. What about the Imperial Cup then? You mentioned Ben Paul, and he really does have a good hand out. He's got bad, of course, so he's yet to win in this country. But I was talking to Joel before we started recording it, and this Zipcot, came over here, ran in 2 Grade 1s last year behind Lossiemouth and then is entering the anniversary. Did nothing over fences, was disappointing, apart from falling late on at Ascot. But we saw him last Sunday. He did have the aids on and obviously held up out the back this time. And he absolutely schloosed in, shall we say.
That's different to what you said. different wording that you used before we went on air.
No, he's a horse that I've had my eye on, but I didn't expect him to win as well as he did at the weekend. And now you're getting 5 to win an Imperial Cup. But he could be miles ahead of the handicapper, Frankie.
Yeah, he could. He's an interesting horse, isn't he? I think whenever you see a horse that is entered into graded races early on in their career, even if it doesn't work out for them at that point, they must have been thought highly of enough at home to warrant being put in those races. And then it didn't work out over fences either. So I suppose because of that, he has that nice, or especially last week or last time I had that nice low mark and still could be way ahead of the handicapper. So you have always got to look out for horses that are entered in big races and maybe have just taken a little bit longer to get right at home and ready to go and win a race like this. So yeah, he's probably warrants being at the top of the market. Bad you mentioned, and I mentioned in the group chat, that was another horse, contradicting myself slightly, because this is another tracker horse that I just think has to win a race soon. Was unlucky not to last time, went miles clear of third and was just beaten. My worry is, does he not like putting his nose in front? Is he one of those horses that does everything but win? And I almost was going to side with him, but I had another little look, and Go Dante, third in the Betfred hurdle behind him, Iberico Lord. He's smiling because we're talking about the Greatwood again.
Well, we're still going to talk about this when we're in wheelchairs. You know,
we're not going to mention the Greatwood form, but the Betfred hurdle form. Iberico Lord has been supplemented for the champion. He's not going to win a champion, but he's a good standard of horse. The Sun Lounger horse, Lodersud, is also very well thought of, was in front. And Dolly the Great, who was in fourth, is one of Hendo's fancies for the handicaps if he gets in the right race for the festival. So that is some very good form. And Go Dante comes off the same mark and on heavy ground once again. And when I saw that, I thought this is too good to ignore, or too much of a chance coming off the same mark in what I think is going to be a weaker race. So Go Dante is the selection, and I've mentioned the other two at the top of the market. So I'll give you one more to keep an eye out for. Sandbrew, who's ran once for Paul Nicholls on good ground, had good form on heavy ground over in France, has to improve for that first run and settle better. So it could be Cobden on Sandbrew against Bowen on Go Dante, the two top jocks.
Interesting. And we haven't mentioned the Dan Skelton pair, who I've always said he's mustered in these 2 mile handicaps. I know you've got a bit of an affinity with Knickerbocker Glory Joy. He's also got Favor in there. Look, but making headway, the novice for Oliver Greenall. It's a real good renewal. Yeah,
again at that night last night, the Noel and Dave Cross night, they were talking about Ollie Greenall, and they were so happy with him, and they're definitely going to send another syndicate horse to him. They're really, really happy with him, and he's got a good setup and whatever. So hopefully he'll have a great season next year. I tried to keep this simple. I think we've done role reversals this year. There might be 1 and 2 in the market, Bad and Jipco, and I do the reverse forecast as well. As Frankie said, Bad, unlucky, or might be a borderline pig. Doesn't like to get his
Might be bad.
Yeah, it might be bad. Might be really bad. But it has been talking horse, hasn't it, for a long, long time. In the first-hand cheek piece at Ascot last month. Now, there is some weird stat about Ben Pauling about it's the second run after a wind-up is the time to catch him. It had the wind-up before the Ascot run, so this is the second run after the wind-up. So that ticks the box. Only at £4 for that. And Jipco, as you said, absolutely sluiced up last time. £7 up for that. Ridden differently. So it was in last year's Triumph, wasn't it? It was. Yeah, at the back. So I would split my stakes on Bad and Jipco, and just to try and get some cash in the pot, I'd just have the reverse forecast to a very small bet.
Okay, that's them two done. Traditionally, they have the Mayor's Bumper, the final as well, on this data listed contest, and Ben Paul's got Magical Annie in here, but the market seems to have come for this Honky Tonk Highway, point-to-point winner for the Skeltons. Frankie, sorry.
It has.
That's right.
Yeah, some intertwining form with the two horses that you mentioned, or actually three of them. Honky Tonk Highway won her point, and the horse in second, Diva Luna, beat Sunset Marquesa, who's also in this race, and also Sunset Marquesa was second in a race that Mr. Clowney went off favourite for. So those three, if you take a little look into all of the races that they've gone against each other and take into account Diva Luna, who was behind Honky Tonk in the point-to-point, you would think that Honky Tonk Highway would have the beating of the other two horses I've mentioned on form. However, Ben Pauling, we've been speaking about him in every race. That horse did go off favourite that day and was reported to make a bit of a noise, have a breathing issue. And I think that I suppose all horses of Ben Pauling's that have been well backed first or second time out in these bumpers or these novice hurdles have performed. And she was well backed and she didn't run her race because of a breathing issue. So in my opinion, she lives up to what she did over in Ireland on heavy ground and has that breathing issue resolved. Even more, if any money comes on Saturday morning, I think I'd side with her, despite the favourite you mentioned having the beating of these on form.
Interesting then. Right, going with the Pauling horse again. Over to you, Joel.
Can you give me a price on Just Call Me Lucy? Just Call Me Lucy for Mark Walford. Do you know what? Hey, don't be laughing, because in this day and age, just call me Lucy. As from now, I want you to call me Lucy.
I'll call you Frankie because it's favourite.
Really?
Yeah. Joint favourites.
What price?
4-1.
I honestly thought this would be about 16-1, something like that. Mark Walford, who we had a horse with before, when I went to go and see him before the start of the season, he told us about this. Just Call Me Lucy. It was held up at Carlisle and won easily by 17 lengths. Probably won a bit far if he were talking to you. Probably won a bit far. That it was 17th of December. Won a bit far. It did. The third horse in that race, Golden Point, finished second at Ayr mid-Feb. No, it's a northern bumper, so you're looking at it in different terms. Probably no disrespect to the north, being northern myself and having horses with Mark Walford. He was very, very keen on this before. Just Call Me Lucy. I presume it'll drift out on the day, but no, Just Call Me Lucy, 100%.
Okay, maybe we should get a horse from Mark Walford, which you never mentioned, and run it at Cheltenham on New Year's Day. And go.
Did I tell you about my 6-inch pen?
I'm glad you said pen. Right. Let's talk about the only chase in front of the ITV cameras on the weekend. The Dead 8 hopefully go to post 2.5 miles. I will start with Frankie this time because obviously you sent us a little message in the group app, and one of your fancies is in this race, and I'm hoping it goes well to try and frank the Iroko form once again.
Yes, Golden Sun, I think, is Napo of the weekend. Surely, you'll have a look at the rest of the field, and I know that plenty of them, or nearly all of them, have won last time out. Cop Mask, Teresita, I think's won last time out, yes. Invincible, Scarface, they've all been winning or first or second last time out, but in class 3, 4, 5s, and they've all gone up in the weights as a result of it, and I think that last time was the time to catch those horses in weaker races off of low marks. Golden Sun, you mentioned, finished second to Iroko off an opening mark of 142, which was seriously high over fences. In third was Kilbeg King, who's been really progressive since. Don't know really why Golden Sun was pulled up the next twice. You don't get a whole lot of info from the Racing Post, but he was pulled up 2 times. Maybe his handicap mark was just a little bit too high to him. And then he won last time out nicely, and the horse Cheltenham in second. Schlooshed up last weekend at Newbury. I know people were questioning the ride slightly of Cheltenham at Kempton, but he still went and won and has only gone up a touch for that. In my opinion, the Iroko form and the Cheltenham form is miles clear of the rest in the field, and he should really be winning this. The others have all gone up in the weights for winning much weaker races. I think he's far superior horse.
Okay, strong on Golden Sun, Nat Material. What about you, Joel?
I really like Golden Sun. It sounds like a rebranded pub in St Helens or something, doesn't it? You know what I mean? Come to Golden Sun. We used to be at Red Lion, but now we're all Golden Sun. What price have you got for Dr. TJ Eckelberg with Evan Williams now? Now, I thought this was going to be a star when it joined Ollie Murphy. It was half a length second to that Prince. I think you pronounced it Prince Carly, is it? QU horse at Chepstow when it was about 14-1. That horse is very consistent. Again, always finds 1-2 good, but I really like Golden Sun, but it's a price play on DJ.
Well, if the 8 go, he's 16-1. So if the dead 8 go each way.
If the dead 8 go, I'll have a 16-1 on Dr. TJ Eckelberg. But I think with Frankie, it's up there with probably next best this weekend, Golden Sun.
Interested, right? Okay, that's Sandown covered. Let's look at the quickly look at the couple at Wolverhampton. Then start with the Lady Wolf through the late start, 240. They'll be under the lights later on. This is interesting. Do we go with the quality of Should Have Been a Ring? Of course, was second in the Haydock Park Sprint Cup, third in the Prix de la Forêt, or the fitness edge of Dr. Khan Jr. I know Simon Mapletoft joined us on Monday on Betfred TV, and he was really sweet on Dr. Khan Jr., who bolted up last time out. So where do we sit, starting with Joel?
Okay, can you run through the prices for us? Because again, I've got now coming through here. I don't know if everything's busted.
Yeah, I'll do your work for you.
Yeah. No, do you work? No, because I'm just saying, we don't know if it's ITV racing tomorrow. You could be Matt Chapman,
What would you like, sir?
I would like 9/10.
4-1.
All right, I'll take 4-1. Buick is booked tomorrow for Haggis. Ryan Moore's had a go, came second. Tom Marquand's had a go, came second. It won here at mid-December by 3.5 lengths under a £7 claimer. It missed the start, but stayed on strongly there. It's got the course and distance. And for me, tick the box. Tick the box there. Buick, let's see if you can do this weekend. 240 at Wolves, 9/10 at 4-1 I will have.
Yeah, and obviously that form with Frank Deer, my friend, going in again. And I didn't mention Mums Tipple actually won this race in 2021, and he's back for more. He's a long time. Remember that York race as a 2-year-old, and he won by 11 lengths.
It looks like Tony Martin horse that now. If you look at I looked at that last night, and he's just got 0s and 9s next to it. So what's the money ploughing for this one?
He's with 9/10. What are you with, Frankie?
Mums Tipple, who you mentioned, who's won the race before, has won at the track over 6 as well, I think. Won this time last year as well in a different race, and was very unlucky last time out. So I wouldn't take that form at face value. I like a horse, especially when you're at this weird part of the flat season. I like to follow horses that win around this time of year and stay away from those that progress for their first couple of runs into the season. And Mums Tipple has won this race and won this time of year, and probably would have had a much better RPR or number next to last run, if not for being really unlucky in the running. So I'd like to take on the favourite with an each way. I was certainly looking to take on the Fav. I think I was feeling a little bit stung from Lord North, and siding with the top class horse first time out that will obviously progress as the season goes on, and trying to find something, as you said, with a fitness edge or an edge on course, distance, time of year, rather than just going for the highest rated in the field. Should have been a ring. So yeah, I'm with Mums Tipple each way.
But if you like horses this time of year, you should have been backing.
Langadang.
Yeah. You like it, Bobby Joe Legg. Bobby Joe Legg just keeps on going with 11 now with Ruth Carr, and it runs its race every time. I wonder what the £1 level stake would be on that, and always a decent price with the connection. It seems to run every week. When you love a horse like that, every week. I mean, look, you don't want to go to Wolverhampton every Saturday night, but
obviously, I know this is recorded Friday, but he's actually running today, Friday.
What time?
Oh, I can't remember. I just saw he was running.
Oh, you want me to work? You want me to do your work for you, there? Yeah.
Shut up. Right, right. Lincoln Trial. Trial name only, really, isn't it? It's straight mile at Doncaster. This is around 2 turns over an extra half a furlong on the day. 11 of them going to post. Final Voyage, winner last time, Johnny Murr to bring in this one over and catch the eye. And Kingdom Come, I thought was interesting because I thought his best form was over 7. Interesting they're having a dart over the extended mile here, staying on at Lingfield last week. I'll tell you what, we'll start with Frankie. Give us a name.
Smoky Mountain. And Harry Davis as well. I really like Harry Davis as a jockey. I think I've ended up following him a little bit more because he rides a lot for Manor House around Chester. So through the summer, I see a lot of him. He's a really hard-working lad. He's had quite a few winners for Manor House as well on the all-weather, and been banging in a few for other trainers. So I always look out for him on a race card, especially through the winter. Smoky Mountain's been beaten favourite the last time and won the time before. He's raced at 7, a mile, been a little bit unlucky, maybe been done for pace the one time. I think they surely want to now be firing and getting this horse right and get it ridden right, timed right, and just a little bit over the mile will suit him. So a horse that's been unlucky and expensive to follow, but now you can back him each way in a bit of a harder race, and I think everything's gone wrong for him so far, and if Harry can put it all right, then could come good on the day.
Okay, so Smoky Mountain for Frankie. Now, the Joel's pants are too tight, or he agrees with you?
This is my nap of the weekend. Smoky Mountain. Look, Delby before debut, 3 runs at Wolves, 2 wins in the second, and has only been out the first 2 once, and that was on debut in February of last year when he was 4th of 14. The jockey was a non-toucher that day. It was just out for the first run. 14-1 that day, so you didn't expect anything else. Very, very consistent. As Frankie said, sometimes unlucky. What price are we looking at, Matthew?
8-1.
How many go? You're going to say 7 now, aren't you? Is it 7?
11.
11. I got each way nap of the weekend. Smoky Mountain. Billy Locknan's got one in here as well. I mean, he is tremendous. I mean, I think he's the best young jockey I've seen since Jamie Spencer. Jamie Spencer was once really young and used to get seven rides a day, Frankie. He's not the Jamie Spencer of now. It's when he was Matt, wasn't he brilliant?
Yeah, he was, yeah. Always fantastic. Held up.
Who do you fancy, Matt? You've got a selection in this.
Well, I just keep looking at I come round and I say, I thought the front of the mark is worth taking on. It's wide open, 11 to the field, 11 runners, but I just wonder if the class will out. They're sticking £5 claim, and an excellent one as well, Brandon Wilkie attached to Carl Burke, on Sir Busker, who ran in that big trial, the Winter Derby trial at Southwell, over almost a mile and a half. The second that day went out and won the Winter Derby, military order. But you go back through all his back class, great ones at Royal Ascot, the Goodwood, all those big races. All right, he's lost his form a little bit, but he was second in a handicap at Newcastle in December. Now, with the jockey's claim, he's effectively £4 lower for that. And I think this is more of his trip and extended mile. He's well drawn in 3. I just think he's really well treated to go out and run well. The yard's in form. I thought Sir Busker could roll back the years. But again, it's wide open. I can see your case for Smoky Mountain. King's Codes on a hat-trick as well. I'd be happy to be against the front of the market. All the money's going to come for the Johnny Murter William Buick horse, without doubt. People will just see, he's Irish. It must win. Probably the tactic for most of next week.
Yeah. Too right. We spent like 20 weeks doing this. Everybody's now getting excited for Cheltenham. We're all knackered. We need to set the week off and get to Barbados, where we've been going since day one, I tell you.
Going at it.
Yeah, but what was Johnny? Is Johnny Murter had a winner in the last 5 years? Because he's top jock, but he's been very quiet.
And now talk amongst yourselves.
Well, I was saying, to be fair, most of them are running at Dundalk this time of year, aren't they? And that is just. I think there's Dundalk and Newcastle, which are just putting a load of. It's like virtual racing. Let's be honest with you. Shove in a bag. That's shoving in a bag, by the way. I'm shaking the bag up. I'm not doing gestures to Matt. Shove in a bag. See what happens from there.
He's had 2 winners. It was last 6 runners. They were 10 days ago.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
No, sorry, 2 weeks ago. There you go.
Thanks for that.
Right. Just quickly, before we say cheer, nap of the weekend, Frankie?
Golden Sun in the 3:35.
Sandown and Joel?
Smoky Mountain in the Lincoln Trial. That's nowhere near a Lincoln Trial. It's on a different surface. It's got a corner and it's on the fibre sand or what you call it.
And nowhere near Lincoln.
Yeah, I don't know. Nowhere near Lincoln, but Doncaster.
Doncaster for that matter. And finally, obviously we're trying to figure out where things are going now. Horses being entered, horses being taken out. It looks like Ballyburn Frankie's going for the Gallagher.
Yes, I've been saying it. We all said it, actually. Joel said hands up if he thinks he goes to the Supreme. No one put the hand up. I think next year, let's cut all of this crap of where will Willie's horses go. Wherever they are intended to go at the start of the season, they nearly always go. And it's probably because the owners have had a chunk on at a nice price and they don't want to change where it goes. So if you owned him at the start of the season and when we said, look, this could win the Ballymore, and he's still priced up 16-1 and you have a nice bet on, 2 weeks before, you don't want Willie Mullins saying, we might run him in the Supreme. You say, get out of here. You're sticking to the Ballymore. So I think that, 9 times out of 10, they always seem to end up where they are originally planned to go. So, yeah, Ballyburn in the Gallagher, a.k.a. the Bingham, a.k.a. the Ballymore. Bally in the Bally. And then... Gaelic Warrior, Joel.
Son of Lions Hurdle, actually.
Gaelic Warrior.
Who?
Let him rip.
Granville, Gaelic Warrior.
In the Arkle.
Yeah, but I said this about 5 weeks ago. And I went, oh, wins the Arkle, Ardell goes in the front. You're going, oh, go to the Turners. It'll go to the Turners. Oh, it's going to the Turners. So therefore, I'm like, he knows better than me. It's going for the Turners. Having the sodding Arkle, isn't it?
I will. Gaelic Warrior will be in the Arkle bar.
Oh.
He'll be forgetting to turn left coming into the home straight.
Hey, did you hear last night? I was told last night Monkfish is going for the Gold Cup.
Really?
Yeah. And again, to give him a plug, because it is one of the best preview nights I've been to, Dave Cross and Noel Feely.
Take him to Cheltenham on New Year's Day.
Yeah, too right. Shut up. And also about Wolverhampton once. They were very, very funny, and they were talking about Monkfish. He'll be staying on up the hill, so he will. And t'other one says, yeah, when everyone else is in the unsaddled enclosure. You can have that one.
Have that one. So definitely the Gold Cup. Interesting. Very good. Right, just before we do, I've said this about 3 times now. Give us your festival nap, Joel.
Well, I gave it last week as Gaelic Warrior and the Turners, but unfortunately, you missed what I said. I said Gaelic Warrior and the Arkle. Arkle.
Oh, right, okay. Let's say what's your nap of the week?
My nap of the week?
Yeah.
Gaelic Warrior and the Arkle.
Yeah, come on, seriously, what's your nap of the week?
Gosh. Like a down in the Gold Cup.
This has got Marine National and Corrie Ramble written all over it, hasn't it?
Well, yeah. Do you know what? I'm sorry about it, because I've got about 12 weeks worth of YouTube just absolutely ripping it. Gaelic Warrior from the front will not be beaten.
Frankie, nap of the week.
I've been going with Hunter's Yarn, which I'm still very keen on, but I don't really like the fact that Gaelic Warrior is in there. Maybe not because I think he's going to go and win. It's going to mess the race up a bit.
Willie. Frankie doesn't like the fact that you're running Gaelic Warrior in the race. Can you take it out and stick it back in Turners? Because Joel's on at the massive price of 4 to 5. Thanks, bye-bye.
And who will ride Gaelic Warrior and
Danny.
Hunter's Yarn?
Danny.
Do we think?
Danny not ride a Lete Tom?
No, Paul won't want to ride it, will he? He wants to be top jock. He doesn't be thrown off, does he?
But they've got Hunter's Yarn.
Yeah, either way. But I'm talking myself more and more into Ballyadam in the county at a nice price, who has been 5th in the last 2. Sorry, not in the county.
Coral.
In the Coral. He's been 5th in the last 2 counties. He's going in the Coral this year after finishing 3rd over 3 miles behind Irish Point. I think the intermediate trip will suit, and he's off a similar mark.
I was going to say, you mentioned 2 counties there. Gaelic Warrior will start in one and finish in another. North Yorkshire.
What is on Cheltenham's right? Gloucestershire's right. Yeah, Herefordshire. Worcestershire. Brilliant. Right, we cannot wait for it. Of course, all the talking has been done. It will all get underway on Tuesday. Before that, we've just looked at those 6 races on Saturday. Enjoy the festival, and wherever you're back in this weekend as well, the very best of
Hang on.
Whoa.
What about your plug for Sunday night?
Sorry, yes, Sunday night.
One more thing before you plug Sunday night. Francis Ngannou to beat Anthony Joshua. Great value.
Yeah, this will just go out before that starts. I have to think about that. Yeah, right, okay, interesting. Talking of heavyweights, we'll be back Sunday night. You can join us in the Betfred shops, 7 till 8. Come and watch us, or if you can't join us, stream us online as well on the Betfred YouTube channel. Our Cheltenham preview show, us 3 Muppets, and our very own Mark Pearson will be joining us as well. So a 4-strong panel. We'll hear from the likes of Richard Johnson, from John Joe O'Neill Jr. As well, and all the major players and runners at this year's festival, 7 till 8, and we'll have price boosts. We know you love the price boosts, so make sure you come and join us in the Betfred shop, or as I say, stream us online. Anything else, gents? Can I finish?
No, I don't think so. I think we're pretty done. I once went to Cheltenham on New Year's Day. I know it was about Mark Walford, and what was the third one? Just call me Lucy. See ya.
Right, enjoy the action, enjoy the fairs. Best of luck this weekend.